From Harrisburg to Harrison, the New York Red Bulls 2 and the Harrisburg City Islanders launch a week-long all this week. The New York Red Bulls 2 at 6-6-4, hosting the Harrisburg City Islanders at 5-5-4. David Goss here for NewYorkRedBulls.com. And for all you fans out there, welcome back. It's been a long road trip for this New York Red Bulls 2 team, a 6-game road trip. The last time we saw them back in May, and it's been a successful one for this young team, an opportunity to build a little bit of chemistry, build a little bit of continuity, going on the road, learning as a team how to win in this league. They went on the road immediately. They fell to the Richmond Kickers, but then went on a 4-game unbeaten streak, drawing FC Montreal, knocking off Wilmington in Wilmington, and then two of the new boys, Louisville City FC and St. Louis FC, before falling to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds 3-0 in their last game. For Harrisburg City, they come off a short week. They played against Charleston in the middle of the week and fell in that game. Harrisburg City Islanders currently sitting in 7th place in the Eastern Conference, 3 points behind the New York Red Bulls 2, sitting in 6th place, and that's why this week is so important for these two teams. 2 6-pointers back-to-back, one in either stadium, an opportunity for the New York Red Bulls 2 to open up some space in that playoff race, and for Harrisburg City to catch up and push themselves back into the conversation. And for Bill Beecher's boys, this is a big game for them to try and turn around off that loss. Started the season very hot, have struggled a bit over the last few games, tying the Rochester Rhinos. Of course, no one has beat them so far, falling to Charleston, as well as then knocking off Wilmington and falling to Charleston once again. We saw these two teams face off already this season, and it was a wild one, a 2-1 victory here at Red Bull Arena for the Harrisburg City Islanders. An own goal in the end going down as the winner, Andrew Jean-Baptiste, the lone goal for New York Red Bulls 2. This team starting to build its identity over the last few games, starting to get a flow as not just the youth team of or reserve team of the New York Red Bulls, but its own team, its own style. Leo Stoltz has stepped up and played very strong in front of Tyler Adams and Dan Metzger in the holding midfield role, and John Wolinek's boys learning a little bit how to win on the road, and an opportunity now to come home back into the nice confines of Red Bull Arena here in Harrison, New Jersey, and a chance to try and continue their winning ways that they found so well on the road. An overcast, a very humid day here. Heat will be a problem, but of course in USL, 6 substitutions per team, so a chance to get some fresh legs. For New York, Kyle Rainish of the first team in goal in this game, so an opportunity to get that experience behind this team. And unfortunately, Derek Etienne, the young stars of this team, off to University of Virginia to begin his freshman year. So he will not playing with this squad anymore. But you see Marius Obakop and the like coming out. A high offensive, powerful team being put out there by John Wolenek today. You see following up this group for Harrisburg, Craig Foster, the new signing for Harrisburg. We'll get you starting lineups right after the national anthems here on NewYorkRedBulls.com. Now let's get you our starting lineups as these two teams are ready to go. And the safe and steady hands of Nick Noble in goal. Number 1 has played every single minute of this season. The back line from right to left: Tribbett, Dante Leverock, Cruz, and Schaefer. Cruz, the only player coming back in from that midweek game, the rest starting. In the midfield, Enric Vallis, Jan Ekra, Jose Barril, and Jimmy McLaughlin. And up top, Cardell Benbow, the exciting young Jamaican, and Craig Foster, the brand new signing announced today by Harrisburg City. One of 2 Jamaican signings for this team, and he immediately steps in. The big name missing, of course, Jason Plumhoff, one of the leading scorers on this team, received a red card in the last game and so suspended for this one, and it'll be an offensive blow for Harrisburg City. For New York, Kyle Rainish in his 3rd appearance with this New York Red Bulls 2 team, coming in at goal. The right back, Jamie Thomas, Conrad Pleva, who we've seen show some goal-scoring ability over this road trip, coming in at center back next to Mike DeFont. Bolo Akinyode at left back. Tyler Adams and Dan Metzger continue that relationship in the holding midfield. Across the attacking 3, Manolo Sanchez, who dressed with the New York first team yesterday, Leo Stoltz and Marius Obakop. And up top, Chris Sanis, 2 goals so far this season for Sanis, starting to really come into his own offensively since Anatola Bong has been inserted into the first team starting lineup. Sanis has had the opportunity to make the center forward role his own here with the New York Red Bulls 2, and he's done so successfully, leading that line, helping link up play as this team offensively comes into their own. Put up 4 goals against St. Louis FC on the road, as well as a 2-0 victory against Louisville City FC. Kyle Rainish, first team backup goalkeeper right now to Luis Robles. Tough job to do with Robles. A continuous run of over 95 straight starts in MLS play. Rainish, an opportunity for the 3rd time to get minutes here with the New York Red Bulls 2. This one quickly played out of bounds. At the top towards the speed of Cardell Benbow. And for New York, already reaping the benefits of having this system set up. A lot of young players getting minutes, getting opportunities, players putting themselves in position to be ready to play when called up to the first MLS team. We've seen Connor Lade now, who's captained this team at times, starting now in MLS. Sean Davis getting his first professional goal in U.S. Open Cup playing, continuing to play at times. Tasha Kleshton's role, as well as, of course, Anatola Bong, who started so well with New York Red Bulls 2. So we get our first free kick call here from a head referee, Mark Allerton. His 2 assistants, Sean Hurd and Brian Dunn, and the 4th official today, Dave Breckner. Tyler Adams, the first signing in New York Red Bulls 2 history. Got off to a slow start with U17 CONCACAF qualifying, as well as moving, getting ready to play, but has been consistent in the lineup since he's come back and has really come on in strides. He's both a defensive player shielding that back line, but also his ability to play the ball over the top to open up the attack. And you see there that closing speed he has. Jose Barril pushes it out wide. Benbow now with the long shot. Cardell Benbow. Young Jamaican player, one of a few on this Harrisburg City team. It has been a great find so far for this side. This is now his 11th start on the season. A live wire of a player. So coming in, Antoine Hopino and Jimmy McLaughlin, both loaned down from the Philadelphia Union for this one. McLaughlin in the starting lineup. And Hopino on the bench. Antoine Hopino now in his 4th season with the Philadelphia Union, has been loaned to Harrisburg all 4 of those seasons, was a major part of their playoff and championship or run to the finals last year in USL. Dan Metzger taking that one down. Manolo Sanchez now pushing forward. Closed down well. And cleared eventually there by Tribbett. Conrad Pleva, who has played really all over the field for this team, shown his versatility, 6'3", but great composure on the ball, has played in college and forward, center mid as well as center back. He's played center mid and center back for this team as well. Sanas flicks it on to Obakop. Obakop the low cross, taken away and cleared by Dante Leverock. Leverock, a Bermuda international. Akinyode, a header from his while he was laying down. Very creative from him. Obakop looking to get his footing, and this a treat for a lot of these players to play on a surface like Red Bull Arena. A lot of this fields in USL are turf. So exciting to play in a atmosphere like this. Craig Foster here on his horse early on, looking to get by Defont. Defont gets a tackle in at the last second and is able to knock it away. It looks like our head referee, Allerton Singh, gets off of Foster in the end. You see that speed that Craig Foster has. Mike Defont able to recover, make the tackle, and then last going off of Foster. See the threat that he provides. This Harrisburg team coming out in more of a 4-5-1. They have that great trio of McLaughlin and Benbow giving them the danger down the sides. Saw Vallis and Burrell link up in the last time they played New York to get a tying goal. Kyle Rainish comes out and gets his first touch. Rainish, the most experienced member of this team. Santiago Castaño has started most of the season for the New York Red Bulls too. He's not on the bench today. Rafael Diaz is the one backing up Rainish. Diaz got a start on that road trip in the 1-0 win on the road against Wilmington, picking up a shutout. Rainish in his time with this New York Red Bulls 2 team is 2-0 with victories over Toronto FC and FC Montreal, both here at Red Bull Arena. Pleva with the long ball. These two teams still trying to look to settle down a little bit. Jamie Thomas with a good steal there. Thomas really solidifying his spot at right back. Colin Heffron on the bench today, another defensive option. Sean McClaw's dressing with the first team yesterday. Of course, a depleted forces of fullbacks at the first team level. So all hands on deck right now. Anthony Wallace, who's played heavy minutes with New York Red Bulls too, getting a goal last game. Stoltz now looking to open up the scoring here. The left-footed shot deflected. Obakop gets a toe to it, but only into the outstretched arms of Nick Noble. And Noble looking to go the other way quickly. Pleva able to knock that one down. That opportunity there from Stoltz once again. Obakop here in real time. His cross deflected out for a throw-in. First real opportunity of the game. Adams, it looked like, was lining that one up. Metzger here. The Terrapins alumni pushes it wide to Akinyode. A new signing for this New York Red Bulls 2 team this week, Devon Speedy Williams out of Robert Morris University, signed to this team. And if you want to get all of your USL news, go to uslsoccer.com. The latest news and live stats. Check out the new social media hub at uslsoccer.com. So much going on in this league. A large amount of players representing their countries in the Gold Cup coming out of the USL. Players across the board from Jamaica to Haiti. A large amount of USL representation. This international talent continues to come into this league. And we see it here with Craig Foster, Jamaican U23 international, signing up for Harrisburg City. One easily intercepted. Adams here with time and space. Sanchez has his man one-on-one. Looks to dip his shoulder and get by. Good recovery and help there by Jose Barril. And you see Tyler Adams already in this game, just about 10 minutes in. So much more involved. When this team left for that 6-game road trip, he just had a few professional minutes under his belt. Now showing the confidence that we've seen players like Derek Etienne and Borges and Zajac who have gotten minutes with this New York Red Bulls 2 team. Once they start to get their feet under them, showing the talent and ability that they have. Free kick called here on against Stoltz. Vallis to take. Enrique Vallis out of the La Masia youth system for Barcelona. Just 25 years old. Playing here in his first season with Harrisburg City. A hot and humid day here in Harrison, New Jersey, but hopefully the goals that were brought last week, because we have a tough tackle here. Mark Allerton right on top of it. It's going to give a yellow card. Looks like the yellow card will go to Vallis. We'll wait for official confirmation. So the yellow card there from Mark Allerton, the first of the game here in the 11th minute. Vallis now one of the tough tackling center mids on this team. He's going to have to be a little bit careful as we go along. And there we get official confirmation from our refereeing group. Free kick knocked away. New York looking to keep the attack on. Ranish comes out, gets to the steady feet of Mike DeFont. There's been a rock on this team for Coach Wolenick. His first season as a head coach. And with so much movement in this team, has had to try and gel this team together. Mike DeFonto putting in 13 starts for him. And has been really a great find, a gem of a player so far for this New York Red Bulls 2 team. Marius Obakop coming back, called with the foul. Taking down from behind. And don't forget to become a fan of USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. That's USL on Facebook. Don't forget every game, USL season live streaming on YouTube. From every single home game for each team. So much great soccer to watch, and a few summer friendlies coming into the USL as well, so you can check up on those. West Bromwich, Albion, as well as a couple other teams that are taking on USL opponents. USL's final US Open Cup participant, the Charlotte Independence, fell to the Chicago Fire in the round of 16. USL had a great showing in the Open Cup. They went 7-0 against the rival NASL before Charlotte Independence knocked off the New England Revolution. And then they traveled to Chicago, where they did finally fall. Pleva here, born in Poland, Went to high school in New Jersey, playing in the Red Bulls Academy before attending Seton Hall. That one taken away by Adams. Metzger, another New Jersey native, dropping it back to DeFont. New York, a good opportunity here with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds falling to FC Montreal at home earlier today. A chance with a victory, they could move into a tie for 5th place in the East. Pittsburgh, of course, knocking off New York last week. New York got a victory against Pittsburgh here at Red Bull Arena earlier in the season. All about that playoff positioning. Everyone, of course, chasing the Rochester Rhinos in the East, still undefeated. Yet to drop, yet to fall to a loss this entire season. Charleston Battery behind them in the East have been the pace setters as well. The Richmond Kickers in Louisville City, Pittsburgh, and New York following up behind. Out in the West, a much more condensed standings. So don't forget to go to uslsoccer.com to get all the coverage of that. New York looking to speed up, play with the ball a little bit. Harrisburg haven't looked troubled, although they've been pinned into their own half for most of the start of this game. They haven't really had to scramble at all. Just the one opportunity for Marius Obakop he wasn't able to connect on. Akinyode here, who's played at center mid and center back, getting a run out at left back today, getting forward, taken down. This free kick will go against Harrisburg City once again. This one against Eric Cruz. Make sure to follow New York Red Bulls 2 on Twitter and Facebook at NYRB2. Join the conversation for this match on social media using the hashtag NYVHCI. That's NYVHCI. Feel free to tweet at us. Maybe we'll have an opportunity to answer any questions or share any comments that come our way. We, of course, thank you all for watching New York Red Bulls 2 soccer on NewYorkRedBulls.com. Leo Stoltz standing over this one by himself. So he will be the one to serve it in. Conrad Pleva and Mike DeFont, as well as Bolo Akinyode, bringing a little bit of height forwards. Manolo Sanchez as well. Stoltz floats it into the far post. Nick Noble out to punch, and a foul called by head referee Allerton right on the top of the 6. A push in the back there, it looks like, going against Manolo Sanchez. And it'll be a free kick now to Harrisburg City. Harrisburg just coming in at 5-5-4 on the season. And they're a team that will know exactly how to handle the ups and downs of a season. Last year, going into the playoffs as one of the lower seeds and making it all the way to the championship game where they fell to Sacramento. Sacramento Republic in their first season winning the title. Now their head coach Preki has left, and what has been huge news throughout the week has really been a game of clue for the entire U.S. soccer community, as well as over in the UK. He's left for a position in the UK. Leicester City seems to be the, I guess you could say, logical destination based on the facts we're getting, maybe illogical based on the move. Leo Stoltz here pushing it wide to Tsanis. Tsanis able to get it back to Stoltz in a little bit of space on this left side. Looks to clip it up for Sanchez. Too far in front. Not really any options there for Stoltz. He had the one option in Manolo Sanchez, and that was it. Tsanis did a good job to slide that ball through, trying to put it right on the foot. Leverock did a good job shielding away there. Looked like Eric Cruz down behind the play. So New York will give this one back in a good show of sportsmanship. New York Red Bulls, too, with a new player today in Henry Martin sitting on the bench, an 18-year-old center back loaned up from the academy. Jamie Thomas pushing it forward to Tsanis. Tsanis with a high shot slash cross that goes all the way out for a throw-in. Dangerous run up from right back for Jamie Thomas. He looks to get involved a little bit. Fans, don't forget New York Red Bulls 2 upcoming home match is Saturday, July 25th at 4 p.m. as the Richmond Kickers come to Red Bull Arena. Please note all remaining home matches will be played right here at Red Bull Arena. For tickets and more info or on this match or any match, log on to NewYorkRedBulls.com or call 1-844-22-RBNY2. That's 1-844-22-RBNY2. Don't forget, all matches will be played here. It's an opportunity to come out, sit right along the field here. As you watch these young players push along, you really are watching the stars of tomorrow. We've seen that example from Anatol Abang, scoring goals here and then scoring goals on national TV in Houston and getting an assist at a sold-out Yankee Stadium against NYCFC. Leo Stoltz here. Cleared away. Metzger looks to play it back. Craig Foster's speed once again causing trouble for New York. Eric Cruz finally taking the throw-in. Brazilian down the line. Knocked off against Harrisburg City in the end. Good move there from Vallis before it goes out. Harrisburg City, a good history against the New York Red Bulls franchise. A victory in their only USL game. A positive history in U.S. Open Cup against the New York Red Bulls first team over the last few years. 2010, they knocked off New York Red Bulls in the round of 16, as well as in 2012. Based out of Harrisburg City, the capital of Pennsylvania. They do play on an island in the middle of the Susquehanna River. Hence the name Harrisburg City Islanders. Jimmy McLaughlin here. Closed down eventually by Pleva. Metzger looking to launch the attack the other way. Tsanis on size. Losing out in that foot race and then getting called for the foul eventually. Tripping up the center back Ken Tribbett. Chris Tsanis out of Dartmouth, Massachusetts, Southern New Hampshire University's all-time leading scorer. Took a little while to get off the mark for this New York team, but he's got 2 goals and 2 assists in his 10 starts, 14 appearances for this team. I think one of the players that Coach John Wolynek has done a lot of work with, a lot of similarities between his game, Wolynek's game, and Tsanis' game, and teaching him how he can fit in at a higher level professionally and maybe even push forward toward MLS play in the future. Akinyode back to cover. Craig Foster, speed once again, the shot, and in. Craig Foster in his first USL game the day he's announced by the Harrisburg City Islanders, and what a way to announce yourself. His speed has been a threat all game. We saw it early on. He's put pressure on the center backs. And here, Akinyode, a little bit awkward, allows it to bounce, tries to make the play, and Foster, not only does he have the speed and make the effort to get there, but then so composed in the finish, to slot it into the side net. And once again, Harrisburg City Islanders lead here at Red Bull Arena against the New York Red Bulls 2. So we get official confirmation of the goal. Foster coming out of the Jamaican Premier League, as well as a little bit of time with the youth Jamaican teams. U20 as well as U23 play. Harrisburg City's bench up in arms with Foster now down on the ground. Another tough tackle between Rainish and Benbow. Our head referee, Mark Allerton, right on top of it. Bill Beecher up off his bench, furious with the fourth official right now, as well as all his substitutes. And Foster still down on the ground behind the play. Follow at USL on Twitter, become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. That's at USL on Twitter. But Craig Foster, an eventful day so far. His first USL match, his first start, his first goal here in the first 25 minutes, and now he's down behind the play. Harrisburg City not happy at all with that call. And New York now will have to find a way to come back. They fell 3-0 on their last match against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. They didn't trail in the previous 3 matches before that. We've seen this team be able to come back before. A lot of attacking talent on the field. Manolo Sanchez, who started to get more and more minutes in his rookie year in Major League Soccer. A great threat on the wing, Marius Obakop, who in only 8 MLS appearances already has an assist. That on Anatola Bong's opening strike against Houston, and Leo Stoltz wearing the captain's armband today, pulling the strings. So a lot of attacking talent on the field for this New York Red Bulls 2 team. But of course, I mentioned it at the top of the broadcast, the leading assist man on this team, Derek Etienne, gone for the season, heading down to play with the national champions, University of Virginia Cavaliers, one of the most storied soccer programs there is in this country, home of New Jersey Hall of Famer Claudio Reyna. So Foster walking off with the trainer. Eric Cruz putting the ball back into play as a "Let's Go Red Bulls" chant comes up from the crowd to try and inspire their boys. Now we'll have to push to get back into this one. They've dominated possession for the most part, haven't really created a lot of openings, a few half chances here or there. Craig Foster, though, took advantage of his one opportunity, and you can see what Coach Beecher saw in him with that speed and that ability. Good move there in open space. Benbow now a huge tackle from Metzger to get the ball off of him. Foster now ready to return, and he will. Craig Foster back into play. Defender Shaquille Dyer as well signed today. He is on the bench. Not getting the chance to get the immediate impact that Foster does. Vallis setting this one up. Baril and Vallis both over by that corner. Curled in towards the far post, towards Tribbett, knocked away by Pleva. Out for another Harrisburg City corner kick. Their second of the match. Kyle Rainish now trying to organize his defense. Vallis will head over to that other corner to take. Just under 30 minutes in to this USL matchup between New York Red Bulls 2 and Harrisburg City Islanders here on NewYorkRedBulls.com. Crossed in, cleared away by Pleva. Shot comes in, curled wide and harmlessly out for a Kyle Rainish goal kick. That one off the foot of Baril. Jose Baril out of the Madrid Academy, and Fallis out of the Barcelona Academy. Two players that have linked up successfully a few times. Great international experience. Benbow with the early shot. That goes high and wide of Rainish's goal. Good idea there, though, from the young Jamaican Cardell Benbow, just 19 years old. And his first season with Harrisburg City. Another player on this team with Jamaican Youth International appearances. In Jamaica, really a wealth of talent in the CONCACAF region right now. Come away with two big Gold Cup results early on in this Gold Cup, as well as strong play in Copa America. But now it's Obacop trying to get his team back. Can't slip that one into Tsanis and easily taken by Noble. Obacop closing down that space, helping out his defenders. DeFont all the way over across the field to help out. Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. That's at Nike Soccer, as well as Nike.com/soccer. You said Bolo Akinyode, he's played very well at center back for this team, has played some minutes at that Holdings defensive midfield position. Put out left in this game with Colin Heffron on the bench and Sean McClaws not dressing for New York Red Bulls 2. And a mental mistake there to allow that ball to bounce, take him out of position, couldn't turn on it quick enough, and Craig Foster teaching you a lesson. It's what elite class speed will do, closing down that space. Benbow here, taken away by Akinyode. Back to DeFont, the Westchester native. Good layoff there from Tsanis. Stoltz trying to keep it going, gets it to Obacop. Obacop, great first touch to bring it down. He's got his defender behind him. If he can get it across, he does, but taken by Nick Noble. Fantastic attacking play there from Tsanis to Stoltz to Obacop. Obacop did a good job turning quickly by his defender. Getting just by Neil Schaefer out there at left back. Tsanis looking to put a cross in there. It's blocked away by Benbow. Now Benbow's down behind the play. Allerton, Mark Allerton over to look at him, and he'll stop play once again. Cardell Benbow, a 5'4", wide attacking player, is down, pounding his hand against the turf. Not what you like to see. Don't forget, log on to NewYorkRedBulls.com for all of your ticket information to come out here and see these players up close and personal. Some special players on display. Tyler Adams, still just 17, playing at a professional soccer level. Dan Metzger, a US U23 call-up throughout this year, looking to be a part of the US CONCACAF Olympic qualifying coming up this fall. We got some players with some international experience, and Chris Tsanis, who played over in Iceland, as well as Mike DeFont, has some professional time over in Portugal. Manolo Sanchez and Marius Obacop, two New York Red Bulls first-team players who have been loaned down throughout to come play on this New York Red Bulls 2 team. We've already seen, with Connor Lade, with Sean Davis, the chance to just get minutes, to stay fresh, to get professional minutes under their belt. Cardell Benbow's carried off there by Eric Cruz, and that does not look good. Benbow, 10 starts, 14 appearances so far this season for Harrisburg City. He's been one of the most important players on the field, and in a game like this, without Jason Plumhoff, who leads the team with 3 goals and 3 assists, you'd love to have Benbow's attacking ability, but it looks like this game is going to be done for him. So first sub of the game coming up. Right now, Harrisburg City battling 10 on 11. Jan Ekra pushing through a couple bodies. Eventually, a foul called against him on Sanis. So our first substitution coming, and it's Philadelphia Union Loney Antoine Hopino. Hopino making his 3rd appearance in USL this season. His 2nd off the bench. So we get official confirmation. He does have 1 goal in his short time. 159 minutes of USL play and 1 goal. Hopino had an injury, so he wasn't playing for either Philadelphia or Harrisburg for a large part of this season. Was instrumental, though, in their playoff run last year. Has 8 goals and just under 70 appearances for the Philadelphia Union first team out of Princeton University, a program the New York Red Bulls very familiar with, Jesse Marsh's alma mater, where he did a little bit of volunteer coaching over the last few years. A link up between the 2 Union players, McLaughlin and Hopino. McLaughlin rode off the ball eventually. Knocked back in by Leverock. Harrisburg City trying to double their lead. And Ekra there taking down Leo Stoltz from behind. Jan Ekra, a physical match so far for him. The type of player he is. Born in France to Ivory Coast parents. All USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. Every USL team that hosted the US Open Cup game was able to stream those games, as well as, of course, all of their regular season games and then playoff games as well. A great chance to see a wide range of talent. We've seen the quality that this league has. So many good young players coming up. So many players coming out of college, extending their career playing in USL. We've seen guys like London Woodbury who have taken time in USL to become MLS regulars. So a special league. We saw Glenn Murray, who played a large part of his early professional career in USL, going over to Crystal Palace back in his native England and scoring some huge goals in the Premier League season this year. So Jan Ekra now limping off the field. A tough physical start early on for Harrisburg City. Just over 35 minutes in to the first half. New York Red Bulls 2 hosting the Harrisburg City Islanders in this what will be a week of home and home matches. New York starting it off with this one. And then traveling to Harrisburg next week, Saturday, July 18th, 7 p.m. game at the Skyline Sports Complex in Harrisburg. Jan Ekra back on the field. Boloak and Yode sneaking forward on the far side. But they go down the line to Thomas. Thomas towards the feet of Stoltz, knocked away and out for a corner kick. An opportunity here for New York to try and tie it up. Obakop swings it in, flicked away. Cleared eventually there by Cruz. Metzger hits the long ball over the top towards Obakop, and Obakop just off sides. Good job there from Ken Tribbett to hold his line and draw Marius Obakop into that one. Obakop, young 20-year-old Cameroonian, coming over through the same program as Anatole Bang, as well as Charles Alundu out in Colorado, and Eric Ayuk, who plays for the Philadelphia Union, the affiliate of Harrisburg City. Eric Ayuk making history this year as one of 2 players in MLS history to score a goal that wasn't born when the league kicked off, with Eric Winaldo's first winning goal, as that one's played in and taken eventually by Rainish. Craig Foster making contact with him. Ayuk and Bradford Jamison the 4th. The 2 goal scorers. Hopino with the cross there. He's been on the ball quite a lot since coming off the bench in place of Cardell Benbow, who we wish the best to. We hope nothing serious happening to him. Ekra laying it back to Leverock. Akinyode with the interception. Tyler Adams, who was on the ball a lot in the first 10 minutes, but hasn't really gotten a lot of touches since then. Over the top in this one, out of bounds off Harrisburg City. The Islanders leading 1-0 through Craig Foster's unassisted goal. In the 24th minute unofficially. His first goal in his first game in his USL career, coming out of the Jamaican National Premier League. New York Red Bulls too inked a Jamaican Youth International as well this week, in Devon Speedy Williams. The entire New York Red Bulls team pushing high into the attack. DeFont there reading the trouble. Good job from him to beat Foster to the ball. Pleva trying to restart the attack. Wide to Thomas. Jamie Thomas with the left-footed cross blocked. Layoff there from Foster. Wide to McLaughlin. The switch of the field. Not hit hard enough. Taken easily by Akinyode. This game's starting to open up a little bit. Harrisburg City have done well with defensive numbers so far. This one floated in from Sanchez to Sanis, and Sanis puts it over the top. The best look of the first half for New York Red Bulls too. Manolo Sanchez to Chris Sanis, and Chris Sanis can't direct that one home. Fans, don't forget, 4 p.m., July 25th, Saturday against the Richmond Kickers is the next home game for this New York Red Bulls 2 team. Come on out to Red Bull Arena for that and all home matches for the rest of the season. Log on to NewYorkRedBulls.com or call 1-844-22-RBNY2. That's 1-844-22-RBNY2. A free kick called here by Mark Allerton, but New York Red Bulls 2 have pushed well in this first half to try and come back and tie it up. Chris Sanis, the best chance of the game, couldn't direct his header down. Coach Wolnick not happy at all with that call. Wolnick, experience in this league, playing in the A-League, which is the predecessor to the USL, with the Rochester Rhinos after being drafted by the Metro Stars. Eventually resurfaced in MLS with the Chicago Fire, where he won a U.S. Open Cup before what was eventually a successful MLS career, the Columbus Crew and the New York Red Bulls. He's been a mainstay at this club really since day one. Staten Island native, Fordham grad. Tyler Adams taken down there by Ekra. He's got a great opportunity in the first season ever in this club's history to coach this team forward. Mark Allerton here. Little conversation with Ekra, pointing out all the different spots on the field that He has committed a foul, telling him no more, which I think we can all be sure won't be the case. Obakop under pressure by Schaefer. Metzger there, back to an open Jamie Thomas. Thomas, time and space to cross, over the head of Stoltz and cleared. And a foul called there against Metzger. A good cross there from Jamie Thomas, just over the head of Leo Stoltz. Just a couple minutes left in this first half here, as the Harrisburg City Islanders lead 1-0 through Craig Foster's goal in his debut USL match. Manolo Sanchez here trying to draw his team back. This cross still alive in the box. Marius Obakop, his left-footed shot, high and wide. Manolo Sanchez showing off his pace. That ball just laying there for Obakop. Bouncing just a little bit, but Obakop never gets his shoulders over the ball, leaning back, and he blasts that one well over the goal. You see the despair for him after. So now back-to-back good opportunities for New York. Chris Sonis and Marius Obakop. Chances to tie this one up. Haven't been able to get it done so far. Pleva pushes it wide to Thomas. As we approach stoppage time here in the first half. We'll have, looks like 3 minutes. And Foster able to earn that foul. As we get confirmation, 3 minutes, a minimum of 3 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half. A good set piece here for opportunity for Harrisburg City. Barriel and Vallis standing over it. Cultured right foot and left foot. Looks like it's going to be Vallis trying to play it over the top towards Hopino. Hopino gets in, gets the touch, couldn't control it. That one dropped in perfectly over the head of Pleva. Antoine Hopino made a good run from the right midfield line, from the right out of bounds line all the way across that defensive line. Just couldn't control it in the end. Foul called here. Manolo Sanchez takes it quickly towards Obakop. One-on-one on that outside. Obakop with the chip over the top of the crossbar. Obakop here saying a deflection. Should be a corner kick, but Mark Allerton won't agree. It's a good, quick restart from Manolo Sanchez. Nick Noble here. A few chances against him, but hasn't had to make many saves. Obakop gonna link up with Sanchez. Mistake there in the end from Tribbett, dribbling directly out of bounds after a good interception. About 2 minutes in to first half stoppage time. Quignote to Metzger. Metzger has been very good. Of course, as I compliment him, it goes out of bounds, but sitting deep and spraying the ball from sideline to sideline, trying to open up the attack. Harrisburg City has done a great job getting 10 guys behind the ball, staying compact defensively, passing off attacking players, not getting pulled out of position, and Craig Foster has been enough of an offensive outlet to get this team a lead here on the road. A short turnaround off Wednesday's loss against Charleston. Harrisburg trying to get what would be a 6-pointer here to knock off the team directly above them before welcoming them into the skyline Sports Complex, and that's it for our first half. 1 goal from Craig Foster is the difference so far as the Harrisburg City Islanders, coming on the road, lead in Harrison, New Jersey against the New York Red Bulls 2. 1-0. We'll be back here on NewYorkRedBulls.com with all your first half highlights as well as second half action coming up. David Goss back here for NewYorkRedBulls.com. Our stream of USL action. New York Red Bulls 2 trailing Harrisburg City Islanders 1-0, and this is our lone goal. Craig Foster in his first ever USL match. With that goal, a couple half chances for New York to get back. This the best of the bunch. Manolo Sanchez putting it across the box. Marius Obakop skying his chance, though, up and over. It allowed Harrisburg City to remain ahead. They have defended very well as a team before that goal from Foster as well as after. Just the one substitution for either team. Cardell Benbow going out with an injury, being replaced by Philadelphia Union loanee Antoine Hopino. This one across at Sanis. Sanis once again over the crossbar. His second opportunity of the game. Could not get that one down for what would be his third goal of the season. Great start here to the second half for New York Red Bulls 2, coming in at 6-6-4, hosting the Harrisburg City Islanders at 5-5-4. New York coming off a 6-game road stand, which followed a 6-game homestand. So now they begin the portion of the season where they are home and away pretty much every other week. They travel to Harrisburg next game. So from Harrisburg to Harrison and back to Harrisburg for the City Islanders. Here in a short week, coming off a midweek match against the Charleston Battery, who have been one of the two giants of the Eastern Conference so far in this USL season. Going to counterattack. Release down the side. Gloflin, his cross. Not enough pace on that one. Intercepted easily by Pleva. Obakop now and Manolo Sanchez swapped wings in the first half, and now they've switched back, so Obakop out wide left and Sanchez out wide right. Jose Barril to take this one. Flicked on by Pleva over Rainish. Still alive. That shot blocked. Sanchez eventually able to counter. Schaefer beating Sanis to it, but playing it out of bounds. Right over the head of our media desk. Scott Sandlow making a valid attempt to win that possession there. Ball over the top towards Stoltz. Taken easily by Nick Noble. Noble, immense so far this season, has started all 14 matches, had played in every single minute for this Harrisburg City Islanders team. A one-time Chicago Fire draft pick. The most senior member of this team out of Charleston, West Virginia. Was drafted in 2007. Spent a little time with the LA Galaxy in 2010, but has been with Harrisburg City since 2012. It was All-League second team 2 years ago. 1.86 goals against average this year. Has been one of the tops in the league. Great battle here between Ekra and Adams. Ekra able to come away with it. McLaughlin. Tricky winger. We've seen all game, and eventually the foul goes against him in favor of Manolo Sanchez. Sanchez, first-year draft pick out of Clemson University. Has had some really good opportunities with the first team. Hit the post against NYCFC after coming off the bench in that 3-goal barrage in the second half of the New York Derby. Sanis trying to just get a toe to that to push it along to Stoltz, but good cover in the end defensively for Harrisburg City. Adams here looking to get more involved in the second half. Played well defensively in the first half. Metzger saw more of the ball in that center midfield. That pass intercepted. You heard the reaction from Manolo Sanchez. He knew he was in on goal. Jamie Thomas with the interception there. Make sure to visit the new USLsoccer.com, get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub, USLsoccer.com. Keep up with all of the scores as well. We said FC Montreal got their second ever victory with the win on the road over the Pittsburgh Riverhounds earlier today. Arizona United playing at Seattle Sounders 2 as well later this evening. The LA Galaxy 2 continue to shine. Their 4-0 victory over Sacramento last night. LA Galaxy 2 in their second year as an MLS 2 team in USL. They were the first to do it. 7 more teams launched this year. Already announcement that Orlando City is ending their affiliation with Louisville City FC and launching their own team next season. And we still wait to hear how many teams are going to add on to that. The interception there from Leverock. Louisville City FC has just been an overwhelming success so far this season, consistently breaking attendance records game after game. A top 4 team in the Eastern Conference, Jamie O'Connor's boys. We'll see them here at Red Bull Arena later in the season in that final stretch, along with the other new team, St. Louis FC. But Louisville City, along with the Colorado Switchbacks, teams like that. This one's crossed in, flicked off of Tsanis' head and out. Those teams an example of the success can have in this league. Sacramento, of course, the leader in the league so far. Almost 14,000 in average every single match out at Bonnie Field. Foster, good battle here to stay with the ball. Pleva just at the last minute making that tackle. The battle between Ekra, Metzger, and Adams in midfield has been fun to watch. Jan Ekra out of the Lyon Academy kind of fell into this team's lap by chance. Was here in the U.S. visiting his in-laws and heard about an open tryout. Traveled up, scored in his trial with Harrisburg City, and has been a stalwart for them ever since. Still just 24 years old. Free kick here, Jose Barril taken down. The Real Madrid youth player. And while the sun has set, I have to tell you, the heat is still turned on here at Red Bull Arena. For anyone in the tri-state area, you know the humidity, how strong it's been today and throughout the summer. So these players looking to play through that. Their partners, the New York Red Bulls first team, enjoyed it yesterday with a 4-1 win here against the New England Revolution. They brought the goals early and often. Can New York Red Bulls 2 do the same? Right now it's Harrisburg City with the lead and the ball. And out for a goal kick. McLaughlin dribbling over the line before playing that cross in. And now Rainish to take on the goal kick. Kyle Rainish beaten for just the second time, excuse me. Here at Red Bull Arena. Good work there from Tyler Adams. The young Red Bull Academy player Adams Playing at fullback most of the time, the USU 17s, but slowly developing into that holding midfield role. DeFont takes that one well. Adams, a little bit of space to dribble into. Good ball out wide to Sanchez. Sanchez with the curled cross. Nick Noble pulling his hands back at the last second. That one goes out for a goal kick. Great goalkeeping there from Noble. Doesn't want to punch it into an oncoming player. Allows it to flash wide knowing no one's there. The substitutes for New York starting to warm up. A lot of good attacking options off that bench. None more so than Daniel Bedoya, who has played so well off the bench for this team. Franklin Castellanos, who got a goal against St. Louis FC. And Juan Sebastian Sanchez will be leaving to go play at Tulsa University sometime soon. Don't forget to become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. That's USL on Facebook. Henry Martin, the new player on this team, on the bench, his first opportunity to play these professional ranks. Eric Cruz down on the ground. We saw the trainer had an active first half. Cardell Benbow had to be taken off due to injury. Saw Foster as well as Cruz. And very odd there. Enric Vallis restarting the play with his own player down. You don't see that very often. And Eric Cruz looks to be throwing up on the field and then getting himself back into play. Tyler Adams here pushing it forward offensively for New York Red Bulls 2. A couple of chaotic moments here at Red Bull Arena. And Eric Cruz took a knock, drew the foul, and now he goes down. It sounded like the fans were even trying to get the referee to bring the trainer on. Cruz took a knock there and then got sick, but the oddest part about the whole thing was that his own teammate took the set piece rather than allow the trainer to come on. An opportunity for both these teams now to get water. Eric Cruz, Brazilian defender here out of Sao Paulo. In his first year with the Harrisburg City Islanders. Make sure to follow the New York Red Bulls 2 on Twitter and Facebook at NYRB2. Join the conversation for this match on social media using the hashtag NYVHCI. A lot going on in this game, none more so than Eric Cruz here, who it looks like is going to be substituted for Shane Johnson. Cruz spent a little bit of time with FC Dallas, as well as in Portugal and in Brazil. And going off with his mysterious illness. Shane Johnson to check in now. Longwood University alum in his first season with the Harrisburg City Islanders. Now it looks like he will not sub in. So now Harrisburg City playing man down. Eric Cruz over at midfield, prepared to play. This one goes out. Mark Allenton waving Cruz back on. Gotta say, you see a lot of crazy things go on in the soccer world across the field. That, though, goes right up there with it. Eric Cruz getting sick on the field. And then back into play. Hopino here, lays it off for Foster. Pleva reads it perfectly and cuts in at the last minute. Harrisburg City Islanders leading 1-0 through Craig Foster's opening goal in his first ever USL appearance. New York Red Bulls, too, looking to return home off this 6-game road trip in winning ways. If they can win, they'd move up to 5th place in the standings. They'd open up a 6-point difference between them and Harrisburg City, drawing even with Pittsburgh. Now Cruz right back into the action for Harrisburg City. A win would, of course, bring them into a tie with New York. Sanchez here. Pushed off it there by Schaefer. Now Neil Schaefer a chance to get forward. Schaefer with the throw-in. New York looking to move to 4-3-2 at home. Harrisburg just 2-4-2 away from the seat of the Pennsylvania government. Hopino. It was a good idea there from Vallis. Couldn't connect. Now Tyler Adams here. Gets it wide again to Manolo Sanchez. A little bit of success so far for New York down this right wing. You see 4 Harrisburg City jerseys closing down there. Harrisburg has continued to defend well. They gave up a chance to Tsanis early in this second half, but otherwise they haven't been able, New York hasn't been able to threaten them much. Daniel Bedoya has his jersey on. He looks ready to be introduced to this game. Pushed out of the starting lineup here today. It has been very good for this New York Red Bulls 2 team. Harrisburg getting forward, gets it wide to McLaughlin. McLaughlin trying to cut in and get a shot away. Back to Vallis. Now Hopino here, swapping wins, goes by Pleva, goes down. Mark Allerton says play on. Our head referee in perfect position there. Antoine Hopino, it looked like he was by Pleva, then went down. Our head referee not impressed. Then makes this call in favor of Leo Stoltz. Craig Foster is down behind the play right now. So you see the replay here on that call. But Red Bulls going back the other way. Chris Sanis is offsides. Cross comes in from Akinyode. Chris Sanis with the header on goal. A big save from Nick Noble, but it didn't matter. Sanis just half a step offsides. So end-to-end action here at Red Bull Arena. That save won't count. As we have a substitution, Manolo Sanchez is going to be the man to make way for Daniel Bedoya. Born in Columbia, raised out on Long Island. St. John's University, played there. Now here with the New York Red Bulls too. This looks like he's going to be the first of 2 changes. Franklin Castellanos preparing to come on as well. Harrisburg City will make a change. Danny DePrima will check in for them. New York still looking for the tying goal here. Bedoya. Obakop out wide. That pass stolen. Back to it looks like Metzger. Adams has Thomas going down the right wing. Just too far for him and out for a throw-in. And a substitution coming in. It looks like Craig Foster's opening day for the Harrisburg City Islanders is done. The 23-year-old in his first match the day he was announced with a start. And as of now has the game-winning goal as he goes out in the 65th. Danny DePrima checking in. Here, DePrima, an NC State alum, played a season as well at locally here at St. John's University. This is a 15th appearance of the season. Just the lone goal so far. Obakop taken down there. Foul in favor of New York here in the 65th minute at Red Bull Arena. New York Red Bulls 2 soccer back here on NewYorkRedBulls.com after a 6-game road trip. David Goss joining you. Thanks so much for being with us here on this Sunday evening. As New York looks to get back to winning ways, and don't forget the next home match, Saturday, July 25th, 4 p.m. against the Richmond Kickers here at Red Bull Arena. For tickets and more info, log on to NewYorkRedBulls.com or call 1-844-22-RBNY2. That's 1-844-22-RBNY2. Come out and see the Richmond Kickers. Jason Yeasley with a wonderful goal for them this weekend. It's Franklin Castellanos who just subbed in place of Chris Sonis. Immediately getting a touch. Looks like Marius Obakop's going to go up top in place of Sonis. Marius Obakop has played across that attacking three in both the number 10 Sasha Kleshtin role as well as we've seen in this game out on both wings. Haven't seen him play in the center forward role much this season, so we'll see how comfortable he is there. Obviously has great pace, but that need to hold your position and battle up top should be an interesting test for him. Play of his pass intercepted. Harrisburg City continuing to play well in their blocks of 4 and 5 defensively. Castellanos, the Iona alum. Obakop now back to Castellanos. His cross just a step too far behind, intercepted there by Tribbett. He maybe could have gotten that out in front. Leo Stoltz may have had a tap in. Stoltz here to take. Corner coming in. Cleared by 2 Harrisburg City players. Bedoya now with the volley. And it goes tamely wide of the goal. So Bedoya and Castellanos coming on to bring a new element to the attack on either win. As now we'll get our substitution. Shane Johnson finally getting the opportunity to come in. And he will come in for Eric Cruz. So Eric Cruz, an eventful game. He played well at right back, battling against Obakop and Sanchez all game, as well as throwing up on the field and then returning to play for about 15 more minutes. The Sao Paulo native checking out. Shane Johnson goes in. We'll see if it's a like-for-like move, or if Johnson goes to center back. It looks like he is here. Obakop does well to keep possession. Metzger over the top to Bedoya. Bedoya beats Schaefer to it. He's got Thomas coming over. Jamie Thomas's cross, easily taken by Nick Noble in the end. Better build up for New York. Looks like Colin Heffron preparing to sub in now for New York. The third substitution of the game. Thought Heffron would maybe start at left back in this one. More of a natural fullback than Akinyode. Akinyode did get that start outside of the one mistake on the goal. He's played a very good match. Just miscalculated Craig Foster's speed. Just cannot understand, never seeing him play before. Obakop can't win that one. Schaefer smartly guides that one out for a goal kick. Well done there by Neil Schaefer. Follow at USL on Twitter, become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. That's at USL on Twitter. The easiest place to follow all of the action across this league. Bedoya here. That foul goes against the captain, Leo Stoltz. Stoltz, the Herman Trophy winner, is the best player in college soccer last year. And now the substitution, Colin Heffron for Jamie Thomas. Jamie Thomas, Silver Springs, Maryland native. It's about 70 minutes the game out of him at right back. Now Colin Heffron will go in right there at that right back position, the Long Island native. From Dartmouth University has shown great flashes of attacking ability from fullback. Makes sense as a substitution for Coach Wolonek. Obakop there, a bad collision. Now he bounces back up. Took a little bit of time on the ground. A young Cameroon native player. Quickly taken by Pleva. Castellanos, who was a threat the moment after he came off the bench with that cross to Stoltz that almost led to New York's opening goal. Still pushing for that tying goal here. Stoltz now works his way out of space, curls that cross in. Blocked away by Tribbett. Tribbett playing out there at right back. Swapping as Shane Johnson moved in to center back alongside Dante Leverock, who has been immense at center back in this game. Obakop can't flick that one on. Can New York find the key to unlock this Harrisburg defense? Will Craig Foster's lone strike stand up as the winner here today? Heffron going forward. Schaefer wins it away. Heffron winning it back now. On his left foot, gets it to Bedoya. Bedoya gets it stuck under his feet. Well done there by Schaefer. And Barril. Jose Barril accepting that foul and a yellow card to Dan Metzger. First yellow card of the match to New York. Picked up there by Metzger. We're going to have an interesting substitution coming up. It looks like Rafael Diaz, the backup goalkeeper for New York, is going to check in for Kyle Rainish. So the rare goalkeeper change coming. Rainish, I'm sure, will be back on the bench in Orlando for the New York Red Bulls in MLS. Pushed wide by Vallis. Shane Johnson here hasn't had many touches since coming off the bench. Swings it wide. New York's going to have to press a little bit higher. They're going to have a chance to force a mistake. Harrisburg really hasn't opened up much in the second half to attack. So you have the substitution coming now. It's going to be Rafael Diaz for Kyle Rainish. So Rainish in his third appearance, 2-0 so far in his New York Red Bulls 2 career. Might be going out what will be his first loss. think Rainish will be happy, though, with his performance. Nothing he could do on the goal. Has played well otherwise. So he looks to get minutes under his belt. Luis Robles has started both U.S. Open Cup matches as well for New York. So there hasn't been a lot of room for him to play. Good outside of the foot switch of the field. Vallis out wide. Tackled away by Pleva. It stays in bound and no foul called. Great work from him. Adams here. Cycle that attack along. Obacop playing it through for Castellanos. Castellanos, acres of space down this left wing. Cuts back, still on his left foot. And the cross blocked away. Castellanos, the last minute, maybe running out of an idea of what he wanted to do. He had a lot of space down that wing off the ball from Obacop. Smartly cut back on the first man, but couldn't find the shot or the cross after that. Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information, or go to nike.com/soccer. New York Red Bulls, too, have gotten a couple good looks here in this game. A few opportunities in front of goal for Chris Sanas. Marius Obacop had a chance as well. Castellanos there with that look, but nothing to show for it so far. Still the big donut here for Harrisburg City Islanders. Trying to go on the road and pitch a shutout. Conrad Pleva pleading his case there in front of Allerton, but it'll go against him. Antoine Hopino drawing that foul. Hopino playing in his more favored center forward role position now. Just over 75 minutes played here at Red Bull Arena. A humid and steamy Harrison, New Jersey. USL action here on NewYorkRedBulls.com. I'm David Goss joining you this evening. We'll be back on July 25th, 4 p.m. Eastern Time against the Richmond Kickers. And don't forget, New York Red Bulls 2 traveling along with Harrisburg City back to Harrisburg to play next week on the 18th. Neil Schaefer still going forward here off that mistaken clearance. McLaughlin trying to step away. Gets it taken away, but still maintains possession. Jose Barril puts it down the middle. DeFont trying to close on it. Off the foot of DePrima and out off Harrisburg City. Harrisburg looking for what would be a massive victory over the course of this season for them. Moving to 6-5-4 and moving into playoff position, potentially with a win. DeFont out wide to Daniel Bedoya. Bedoya finding a lot of space there. Stoltz now isn't able to turn and slip it through. Tribbett does very well there. Great work defensively for Ken Tribbett, the Drexel Dragon. The reason he has started every game so far this season. Played about 70 minutes at center back and now continuing to press as he moves out wide to right back. It's been a good performance for this back line for Harrisburg City, along with the steady hands of Nick Noble. Pleva there misreading that pass, and he puts it out for a corner kick. So the perfect ending to that situation for Harrisburg City. Don't forget, all USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. Said 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Seattle Sounders kicking off. That header down, knocked away by Diaz. Cleared eventually by New York. Rafi Diaz hasn't been in the game long. He's had some action. This one out off New York, a throw in to Harrisburg City. You got to think there's one more opportunity left in this game for either team. That header coming down, Diaz stepping forward and able to make the critical touch when he did to keep that one from landing right in the 6-yard box. To Prima to throw it in. Harrisburg not committing too many numbers forward. New York, only two substitutes left on the bench. The two academy kids, Juan Sanchez and Henry Martin. Colin Heffron to the feet of Pleva. Obacop looks to switch the field. Well read there by Tribbett. Hasn't put a foot wrong so far. Of course, as I say that, he gets it stolen away and then gets called for a foul here. And Mark Allerton will issue his 3rd yellow card to Harrisburg City. This one to Ken Tribbett. He gets warned. Ken Tribbett from a big-time soccer family. His sister playing at Penn State. He was in the USL Team of the Week earlier in the season. This season starts to wind on about halfway through. In the USL, a range of games played from 17 to 12 in the Eastern Conference. TFC only 12, now 13 matches played, excuse me. That battle between Ekra and Adams continues. Heffron here coming forward. Good help from Baril. McLaughlin still running hard in the 80th minute. Is it off to Hopino? Hopino looking to link up with McLaughlin again. Flicked away by Pleva. Hopino here, a first half substitute with some fresh legs. And then that one will go off of Hopino and out for a goal kick. Tackle made, I think, by Heffron in the end. Antoine Hopino, not exactly the speed outlet that Craig Foster was earlier in the game, but showing an outlet all the same. Stolz able to keep possession. Adams looking to switch the field, hits it too low. Metzger beaten there. Baril up to Hopino. Hopino taken off of it by Mike DeFont. Good work from the former Westchester Flame PDL player. Harrisburg City in no rush to put any pressure on high the moment they turn the ball over, dropping in to a defensive block of 9. They've gotten the only goal it looks like they might need in this one. Alive here in the box. Obacop can't get to it, but only back out so far as Heffron. Switch of the field, New York looking for a hole in this defense. Can they open up Harrisburg City here? Just about 10 minutes left to play. Castellanos, it's taken off him by Baril. And he gets called for the foul. Not happy at all is Franklin Castellanos. Castellanos, NPSL champion last year, the New York Red Bulls under-23 team. Looks like head coach John Wolenek preparing his last substitution, Juan Sebastian Sanchez, the Youth Academy loanee for New York, preparing to check in potentially in place of Marius Obakop or maybe Leo Stoltz. Metzger with time and space. Cleared high up the field. Shane Johnson with the header. Cleared away by Baril. Castellanos can't get by Schaefer. Schaefer lost the step a couple times, but is either recovered or been covered by his center backs as this defense continues to hold strong. Heffron over the top towards Obakop. We know about Obakop's speed. Gets to the end line, cuts back, looking for the cross, gets it to the feet. Castellanos, his touch too long. DeFont reads that one, steps in. Tries to lay it off for Metzger, and now a chance to counter for Harrisburg City. The center back, DeFont, out of position. Hopino dribbling in, taken down by Pleva, and this time he's able to bait the center back and get the call. Mark Allenton points to the spot for a penalty kick to the Islanders. We saw the exact same play in the exact same area earlier in this half. Hopino cut by Pleva that time, went to ground. Mark Allenton was unimpressed, but this time he gets the call. Mike DeFont took a risk, pushed high up the field, allowed for a counterattack the other way as we have a substitution, an attacking one, Bolo Akinyode coming out for Juan Sebastian Sanchez. But it may be too little too late for New York, as Harrisburg City now has a chance to put the nail in the coffin here. Enrique Vallis out of Piguay, Spain, Barcelona Youth Academy, stepping forward with his left foot to take this one. And his shot powered into the back of the net, hit with authority and force for his first goal of the season to go along with his team-leading 5 assists. And may have put the nail in the coffin on this one, as the Harrisburg City Islanders, they get a late goal on the counterattack. Sanchez here beats Schaefer, but can't get the ball out in front of him. Obakop now puts it in. Castellanos is in space, trying to find a teammate, falls to Sanchez, saved by Noble, cleared away by Baril. The best chance of the game for New York as they start to pour the pressure on. Sanchez right off the bench as another offensive option. A lot of interchange in the box, maybe a little bit too much. No one really ready to take that shot. Sanchez, when he got the ball, the space was already closed by Noble and the save made. So Enrique Vallis coming off that PK will be substituted here for Garrett Pettis. Pettis coming in for these last few minutes, his 13th appearance of the season. He brings 2 goals to the field, and we'll let you know about stoppage time as soon as we do. That one goes out, and it's going to be a goal kick. It looks like it might be 4 minutes of stoppage time. Can't be sure yet. Nick Noble here will take his time. This home-and-home series this week. The first game here tonight in Harrison, New Jersey. The second match next Saturday, July 18th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time in Harrisburg City, Pennsylvania. In Harrisburg City, New York Red Bulls, too, will be sitting right next to each other for another week in the standings. Pettis not happy with Bedoya there. Pettis just off the bench, already frustrated. As we enter stoppage time, a minimum of 4 minutes will be added kept by our head official, Mark Allerton. Ekra over the top. Hopino can't save that one. And then Daniel Bedoya getting into it now with Antoine Hopino. So Pettis came off the bench immediately, brought a little bit of fire. Bedoya not happy with Hopino maybe holding onto the ball a second too long.